Hello everybody, so today's video on just recap of factoring and solving by factoring. So now we've been doing all this factoring, but why are we even doing it? So that's what we're going to be learning about today. But let's talk today about really quickly about your checklist. I want you guys all to have a checklist for factoring. So I always, number one, ask myself, have I taken out the GCF? Have I taken out the GCF? That should be first step. We've been talking about it. At this point, you've got to do it. All right? Then I look at it and I say, if it's two terms, have I looked for special forms? Have I looked for special forms? Why? Because if it's two terms, it could be the difference of squares. So you always want to consider that. Then, if it's three terms, what should you be doing at this point if it's three terms? Okay, it doesn't want to scroll for me today. If it's three terms, you definitely want to check to see, hold on, there we go. Is the leading coefficient, so is the A term, is it 1? Because then that's the easy part. If it's greater than 1, then just remember that when you're doing your factors, let's just say it's a 2x squared plus 5x minus 6, you have to look at the factors of 2 and of 6. Now I don't know if that's factorable, but if the A term is bigger than 1, don't forget you have to use both the factors. If it's 4 terms, be reminded about that grouping method that we talked about. If it's 4 terms, then could you factor it by grouping? So I want you to keep this checklist handy. I made it for you so that you always have something to refer back to. But today what we're going to be talking about is using factoring to solve equations. Okay, so using factoring to finally solve equations and get to the good stuff. Okay. In order for you to solve a quadratic equation by factoring, the most important thing is that the equation must be set equal to 0. If it is not set equal to 0, you cannot solve it. Has to be set equal to 0, okay? Once it's set equal to 0, I'm allowed to use something called the zero product property, okay? And you have a little place for this, zero product property. The definition, or what you'll find in all of your textbooks, is that if A and B are numbers or expressions, then A times B equals 0 if and only if A equals 0 or B equals 0. All right, what does that mean? That means that if you're given two expressions, maybe something like this, okay? If they are set equal to 0, then you can actually set each piece equal to 0 to find the possible solutions.